from raw leather to ready-to-wear sandals. Craftsmen shave the leather edges to half thickness. This keeps seams flat and comfy on the foot. Foot pedal punches add air holes and size marks. A hot brass stamp presses the brand logo near the heel in one crisp hit. Sewing operators guide each upper under a simple lock-stitch machine, joining lining to outer leather with heavy nylon thread. A thin cotton tape is glued along stress points. Then uppers slide over a warm metal last where they cool into a smooth foot curve. Foam sheets feed through a slicer that sets final thickness. A rough wire brush scores the bonding surface for better glue grip. Soles enter a manual hydraulic press with a pattern plate. 30 seconds of heat imprint deep, non-slip grooves. Brushes spread rubber cement on both parts. After a 3-minute tack-off, workers align toe first, then press the heel down firmly by hand. Rotary knives shave excess foam. Sandpaper wheels smooth the rim, and a waxed cotton wheel buffs the leather to a warm glow. Care, heat, and a few skilled hands. That's the journey each pair of sandals walks before it walks with you. Ever wondered where your beat-up slippers go? Watch how these grimy flip-flops get reborn as shiny new footwear, separating rubber from fabric and pulling out any metal pins. The slippers ride a conveyor into a rotating drum filled with hot, soapy water. Large paddles tumble them hard, shaking off years of street dust. They exit the drum and pass under spinning nylon brushes that scrub every surface, then cascade through high-pressure spray nozzles for a crystal-clear rinse. A heated wind tunnel blasts the clean slippers. The blades knead everything into a sticky, speckled dough. Operators load the dough into steel molds shaped like slipper soles. Hydraulic presses clamp down, heat up, and fuse the mix into solid, springy blanks. The molds open. The soles pop out sizzling hot. A conveyor carries them beneath rotary knives that shave off excess flash for a clean outline. Fresh PVC straps are injected straight into pre-drilled holes, locking tight as they cool. A worker flexes each pair to prove the bond is solid. Each slipper meets a soft buffing wheel that smooths the footbed, then passes a quick visual check and a weight test before boxing. Watch scrap aluminum cans turn into a gleaming tea kettle. Workers dump dented pots, window frames, and drink cans onto a steel table, slide into a 750 degrees Celsius rotary furnace. Flames roar as the aluminum liquefies into a glowing silver pool. An operator schemes gray dross from the surface, then ladles a tiny dose of magnesium to boost strength. Molten aluminum pours into tall, two-piece molds shaped like kettle bodies and lids. Steam rises as the metal cools and solidifies. Robotic arms pop the rough castings free. A spinning blade trims excess flash for a smooth outline. Each body blank mounts on a lathe. Rollers press against the red-hot shell, thinning and smoothing it into the final graceful curve. Drills cut a perfect pour hole. Another head mills the lid's hinge slot, keeping tight tolerances. A spot welder zaps stainless brackets onto the body. Sparks fly, but the joint cools strong. Buffing wheels loaded with rouge compound spin fast, giving the kettle a bright, reflective shine. The kettle is filled with pressurized water, no drips allowed, ready for the stovetop. Watch yesterday's plastic trash turn into a strong, stylish chair. Workers dump mountains of used bottles, broken crates, and food tubs onto a slow conveyor, tugging off labels and steel caps by hand. A rotary shredder chews the pieces into coin-sized flakes, which drop through a screen that filters out paper and dirt. A turning screw heats, melts, and squeezes the plastic through a noodle die. A whirling knife chops the strands into uniform pellets. Pellets fall into a ribbon mixer with bright master batch pigment and a dash of UV stabilizer. Blades tumble the mix until color is perfectly even. Robotic arms pour pellets into a 220 degrees Celsius injection press. Molten plastic shoots into a gigantic steel mold shaped like a chair shell, filling every curve and rib. Cold water lines race through the mold walls, dropping the temperature so the chair hardens and can pop out in under 10 seconds. A robotic knife zips around the edges, shaving off thin flashes of excess plastic for a clean profile. Hydraulic rams press 150 kilograms onto the seat. Sit back and enjoy the power of plastic recycling. See a rusty ship anchor chain reborn as a razor-sharp garden pickaxe. Scratches chalk lines where the pickaxe head will be cut. An oxyacetylene torch slices through both sides. Red sparks rain as the oval link separates into a chunky steel bar. The bar disappears into a 1-200 degrees Celsius forge until it glows bright orange, soft enough to shape. Under a thundering power hammer, the bar flattens into a thick leaf. Each blow widens the steel, forming the future blade and pick ends. Back in the forge, then onto the anvil. The blacksmith hammers one side long and tapered, creating a sharp pick tip. Flipping the piece, he peens the other side wide like a shovel, perfect for slicing roots. Flames flare as the metal hardens instantly. The head rests in a 210 degrees Celsius oven, turning straw yellow, now tough enough to absorb shocks without snapping. Angle grinders skim the surfaces smooth. A belt sander carves a keen edge on the blade and a needle point on the pick. A hickory handle slides through the eye, wedge tapped tight. Linseed oil soaks the wood. A final buff brings out the steel's satin sheen. Watch leftover animal bones transform into elegant jacket buttons. Operators feed each bone across a thin circular saw, shaving 5 mm thick slabs, perfect thickness for sturdy buttons. A hand-fed fly press stamps neat circles from every slab, spitting out dozens of bone coins with a satisfying clack. Coins slide under twin sandstone wheels that level both faces, keeping each disc a uniform 3 mm thick. Discs tumble inside a spinning wooden barrel full of fine gravel. After 10 minutes, the edges emerge, silky smooth and fingertip safe. A simple bench drill pierces 2 or 4 neat holes through each disc. A wooden jig keeps fingers clear and spacing perfect. Buttons spin on a leather wheel while a worker brushes water and pumice paste across the surface, raising a gentle satin shine. 4 darker shades. Buttons soak in natural dye, walnut husk or tea, then dry on mesh racks, locking color deep into the grain. A beeswax-charged cotton wheel buffs every button to mirror brightness. Inspectors tap, weigh, and bag them by the hundred for garment makers worldwide. From butcher's leftovers to fashion finish.